I still consider myself more as a journalist than a writer because I think all the books which I have written are basically a long form of journalism. Be it Sangpurpa Brahmaputra Lui or Motom or 1962 or Alpha or Secret Killing and then Assam after Independence and now latest is a Mandalay. Basically, if you see my books and my writers, it is it's not fiction, it's all non-fiction, and basically it's a long form of journalism. So I still, that's why probably I love to call myself more as a journalist than a writer. Yeah, I'm quite excited about Mandalay. Mandalay is a name of the place which is the second largest city of Myanmar, which is as big as Kolkata. It is quite big and historically it is quite important and it is not far from Imphal. See, as far as rhino poaching is concerned, it is everybody knows that Kaziranga has rhinos and there are huge poaching problem. But where does the rhino horns goes? That's the curiosity which has come into my mind, and I decided to track those rhinos. Coincidentally, what happened, I was asked by the government of Assam to count the rhino horns in all over Assam. And also I had the opportunity to count the live rhinos in Kaziranga and Kaziranga's rhino census. So being one of the few men in the world to count both the rhino horns as well as a live rhino, so I had a more inquisitiveness in my brain, and that led to me a long form of research, and eventually I started the journey from Dimapur, then went to Imphal, then to Myanmar, then to Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, and eventually ended up in China. And actually it took me about 3.5 years to find out the whole track. And I'm not still saying that I know everything, but I think that whole track, whole business, the entire poaching network is far more complex than what we know. You can call me a Mad Max because I drove all the way from Bangkok to Guwahati to know the route. So it's quite a tough journey of 12 days and 2,500 kilometers. So you can always call me a Mad Max. You can say it was not fully calculative. So initially the inquisitiveness had gone, and then something happened in between, and I found that I have already accidentally been A, B, C, D. So then I just put A plus B plus C plus D in E, and eventually whole thing has turned out. And that's what I initially already told you. Coincidentally, I was also made the member of that committee which counted the rhino horns of Assam, the 6th member. So nobody had counted 2,500 rhino horns. That's only 5 or 6 people in the whole world. And I am a fortunate people of that 5 and 6 people. So I thought that is one opportunity. And then I had the access because of journalists to go to all these places. And that's why eventually I thought, why not write a book? Because in Assam, we don't have any book on rhinos. For the people who are staying outside the Assam and who has a habit of buying online, I have placed the book in Amazon. So you will very well go to Amazon, search for my name, and you'll very happily you will get, I'm sure you will get, I don't think you will get any discount, but anyway the things will come to your place because it's not very costly book. And for those who are not accustomed to online, it will very well be available in all over Assam. Bondolota, as a very well-known distributor, has marketed the book. But I will advise you to buy in Amazon, who doesn't want to go to bookshop, and it will be delivered at your home. 1962 was tough, but this is much more tougher because it is at 5 different countries, a different entire complex magnitude, and the canvas is very wide. Next project is quite a serious one. That's the word called NRC. Everybody in Assam knows about the NRC, and now the whole country knows about it. Since, as I told you, I am a journalist, not a writer much, I want to chronicle the social history. So I thought that why not I document the whole NRC right now itself. So I'm in the middle of that process. I have initially decided to deliver that book around the January month. That's a question I often face. But thing is that me, almost Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, everybody has a 24 hours. See, people, there are very smart people, there are very, very intelligent people. But the thing is that if you are organized, you can achieve much more in life, more than the smartness, more than your great IQ. What I personally think is that a very disciplined and organized life. Yes, since childhood, I am a very organized line. This book has two protagonists. One is the Deven Bora, who is the officer in charge of Jakalabanda police station, and one is a Pranjal Bora, a very young, dynamic ranger in a northern range, Bishwanath Chareli. One is of Pranjal Bora is from Assam Forest and Deven Bora from Assam Police. Now, these two have done exemplary work in managing the poachers. Day after day, they are going out flat out to various difficult positions after the poachers. Sometimes they catch, sometimes they cannot, but the way they have maintained their pressure, I thought that the fittest way to give them a tribute is that to make them protagonists, and through their eyes the entire story have been narrated, how they are trying, how they are faltering, and then I have built up the whole thing with these two life characters. One is Pranjal Borua, who is a young ranger of Northern Range, Panbari Range, and one is Deven Bora, who is not so young, is an about 57-year-old tough man from an officer in charge of Jakalabanda. Both of them are doing exceptionally well. That is about the protagonist part. As far as production of the book, two persons, Papuri Hokadhara Borthakur and Dr. Pradyumna Goswami, both of them have edited the book, and I'm deeply express my gratitude for them, and because editing a book is very important. And it was then corrected by Kiran Deka. She's a very respected lady in the proof, and then designed by Pranav Bayan and printed by Bhavani as usual. And this time, for the first time, they have a new technology they have applied, which I think you will see when you touch the book, the cover, you will see some very, very different kind of technology. The soft launch of the book will be done on September 4th, but this will be available from tomorrow onwards, at least in Amazon, and day after probably day or 1 or 2 days from the books stalls. But technically the soft launch will be on the September 4th. I must tell you that the entire project has been supported by Center for Southeast Asian Studies of Guwahati University. Thanks to their support, I could travel to all those places, and this fund. That's why they have taken the responsibility to organize a small function where the Vice Chancellor is coming. That is on September 4th around 2 o'clock in the Political Science Department conference hall, where it will be released. Probably a more solid release during the month of November, December in the Guwahati Book Fair. So please read my book Mandalay. It is a not so big book, around 300 pages. I'll be happy to get your feedback, good, bad or ugly. Whatever you have, please write me back. But do keep watch Samujjal Kashyap in the YouTube channel, and there I will be waiting for your remarks, feedback, and how do you see and how do you read the book. If you like, tell others. If you don't like, you show me the mistakes so that I can correct in my second edition. Thank you.